Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County home on May 2nd, 2025. And since then, every detail has been under the microscope. Their stepfather, Daniel Martell, has changed key parts of his story, first saying the sliding glass door was shut, and then suggesting that the kids slipped quietly through it. He claimed that he searched 20 or 30 acres of land on an ATV, and yet the ATV looked spotless after the rain. Meanwhile, their mother, Malia Brooks Murray, has stayed almost completely silent, surfacing only briefly for an interview and some text messages. There is a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to be talking about Daniel's Achilles heel, that pink blanket. We got a lot to talk about on the other side of this.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
I'm a math man, yeah, I count cans, live in a trailer with rusted pants. Mom's dodgeball, it's got no flair, lost all its hair, and it don't care. Pink blankets, lies I've told again, footprints vanish like phantom friends. I'm Superman, Daniel, faster than wind, stronger than a chopper with a roller spin. I rake my driveway for my shakes of fist. Super Daniel, yeah, I can't be missed.
I like this one better, I think.
Not allowed on Mama's ATV. She says I drive it recklessly. X wrote her name on my mirror in red. Now I'm searching cool. It's like I lost my head. Dirt roads, rivers, waist high deep. Virginia slims, I puff and leap. I'm Superman, Daniel, faster than wind, stronger than a chopper when the rollers spin. I rake my driveway for my shakes of fist. Super Daniel, yeah, I can't be missed. No load on Mama's ATV. She says I drive it recklessly. X wrote her name on my mirror in red. Now I'm searching covers like I lost my head. Dirt roads, rivers, waist high deep. Virginia slims, I puff and leap. I'm Superman, Daniel, arrogant and bold, strutting pot lines in the cold. Work a day a week at the sawmill grind. Super Daniel, yeah, I own my time. I'm Superman, Daniel, arrogant and bold, strutting pot lines in the cold. Work a day a week at the sawmill grind. Super Daniel, yeah, I own my time.
Even when you run into the woods over the head of the helicopters and head of the drones and stuff like that.
That's a good one.
with Liberty Mutual.
Oh my God. At the very end, hold on. At the very end, I want to give thanks to how do you pronounce it? Nishi True Crime. She made that. Oh my God. At the very end, I love it. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh my God, that's Nishi. Nishi True Crime. I'll put her link here in the chat for you guys right there. She made that and I laughed my ass off. I love that. That's so funny. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is September 24th, 2025. It is currently 11:09 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, 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 everyone. Good to see you all. We're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan case out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you all. Really do appreciate you guys being here. Do me a favor before we get started, my live chat and my replay crew who watch this later, please hit that thumbs up button. We'd greatly, greatly appreciate that, and share the live out for extra bonus points. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sue, Tina, Angel, Sherry, Robin, Pamela, Tina, Sue, Siggy, Retro, Robin, Pamela, Sarah, Gizzy, Catherine. Good to see you all. Nancy, Carol, Cher. Yeah, I thought that was so funny. Hey, Lexi, good to see you. It was so funny. So they are out searching for with the cadaver dogs with pertaining to the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. They're going to be doing that over, they say, weeks, over the next weeks. And hopefully they find something. Hopefully they find something. We got a lot to get into here. Hey, Squid, good to see you, my friend. We just started. Gary. Yeah. Just got here. Yep. Just started. And all of that. Daniel's vehicle, like I said, was towed in the last I think it was Saturday. His vehicle was towed. Now, some people think that, you know, that there's more to this case, that the step parents is a little sus. Some people don't. Whatever your belief is, that's fine by me. I'll tell you mine. And there's that. Yeah, we had a little musical interlude. And you guys know my position on this. I've literally been on this case since just a few hours of Jack and Lilly being reported missing. There's 2 Dusty Hutches. Oh, goodness. 2 Dusty Hutches? I don't know. I don't know about that. Where's a Musty Hutch? Don't know. So a lot to talk about this evening. I want to go over some of the things that Daniel has said. Now, again, last night we talked about, oh, please, internet, come on. Last night, can y'all still see me? Let me know if y'all can still see me. Last night, what was that, Daniel? Danielle, sorry. You guys can still see me? Okay. I can't see myself right now because I don't know. I'm froze. Ugh. Hold on. It's so frustrating. I don't know what is wrong with the internet today. It's been slow all day. Hold on. Just bear with me. I have no idea what's going on with the internet today. It's a little bit frustrating, but nonetheless, we're here. Have you reset your modem, Justin? I have not. No. Got called from my sister to get her brain scan. Doctor thinks her blood has blood on her brain. Oh, Sarah, gosh. I hope everything's okay, darling. Yes, I'm unfroze now. All right. And we talked about the pink blanket, which I have always made a big deal about, because just from the location, how high it was up in the tree, there is no way Jack or Lily put that blanket there. Period. Full stop. Also, Daniel is now trying to make it seem like one of Malaya's friends or family members planted that blanket. Why on heaven's earth would they plant a blanket when they came to help? How the hell would they know that that pink blanket was in the garbage? Daniel, make it make sense. Come on now. Stop embarrassing yourself. Now, second thing, when that blanket was found, it was found by a group of people, a group that went searching. Where were you, Daniel? Where were you whenever this blanket was found? How convenient. A lot of convenient things. I know some people believe him on everything. I don't, because I've seen him since literally day one say the absolute opposite of what he said the day before. Logan, his cousin, was there when it was found. Exactly. Exactly, Mohawk. Exactly. Now he's saying that he would like one of Malaya's people that he believed planted it. You're just terrible, Daniel. You're just terrible. You really are. All right. So we're going to talk about some stuff here. By the way, I was watching Dr. Todd Grande, big YouTuber here. And he did a video on Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And it was pretty interesting to hear what he had to say. Let me see if I can find it. And so I'll just tell you a couple things of what I want you to see it for yourself, but I'll just point out some things that Dr. Todd Grande pointed out. He points out that Daniel Martel's background and behavior, he appears poorly adjusted, financial struggles, fail to file taxes, lost child benefits, claimed to invest, but had no real income, right? Daniel claims to be this investor, but has no real income. Right, Sassy, I may have. Not sure. I'll look here. Alleged past methamphetamine uses and other mental health struggles. Attended Narcotics Anonymous, allegedly, and online self-help courses. Only worked one shift a week at a sawmill, then went on a stress leave after the kids vanished. The children's well-being, his thoughts were that they were poorly cared for, dirty at school, underdressed for winter. Jack had a black eye, December 2024 at the very minimum. Lily reportedly had one at the time of disappearance. Developmental concerns. Mother claimed autism, but no diagnosis rather. Social workers visited. Malaya, the mother, broke up with Daniel immediately after the disappearance, blocked him on social, changed status to single. Dr. Grande says this breakup is not what people normally do. It suggests, at least perhaps in his opinion, that one partner wasn't involved. I disagree with that personally, but that's just me. But he the two main theories is the same thing that I've said. Kids either wandered away or vanished, which to me that's highly unlikely at this point. And theory 2, foul play by someone, relative, friend, stranger. His conclusion was foul play is more probable explanation. He still acknowledges there is some evidence from that someone else could be involved. So all of that. Dr. Grande concludes it is more likely foul play rather than two small children vanishing in a dense woods and all that. So we'll I suggest you watching that video. He did a good job on it. Rufio, yeah. Okay. All right. So going along with all of this, Daniel, I was going back through some of the things here and reading. Oh, let me show you this. I've got too many things open. I just need to probably close them. 2 seconds here, guys. There is two seconds, y'all. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you guys this before we get started. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up button. So this person on Facebook wrote, Jack and Lilly Sullivan have been found. That is 100% not true. Not true. Why do people say this stuff? Why do they say this stuff? I don't understand. 1 second. I will never understand how Daniel can be so certain and definitive that they would find nothing in the woods. Well, that's, yeah, a lot of us. They get attention. I mean, I guess, but it said found safe Jack and Lilly Sullivan after more than 4 long months of heartbreak and uncertainty. 6-year-old Jack and Lilly Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack have been found safe. That is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true at all. So if we go back to the beginning, give me a second, guys. I'm having a hard time here. All right, let's go. I want to play this let me just play this while I get my stuff organized here. Let's remember what the RCMP said a little while back, okay? Let's just remember. It makes me so mad every time Justin says the kids had numerous black eyes. Yeah, Gary, it should. It should. It should make you mad. And this is the thing. I find it disgusting, absolutely disgusting, that anyone would think that Daniel and Malaya and anyone that sat by and knew that these kids were being harmed, not taken care of, neglected. If you think those people are nice, we are two different people. We are two different people. Whether they had everything to do with it or nothing to do with it, I don't think that's a good person, period. Never will. A 4-year-old and a 6-year-old should never, ever, ever have multiple black eyes, being sent to school dirty in the Western hemisphere of the planet. No child should be going to school hungry and substances around them and all of that. Period. Period. No respect. That's exactly right, Teresa. That's exactly right. I agree, Sandy RN. Just look at all the cases where something does happen. CPS, a stepfather or a mom's boyfriend, financial troubles, abuse, right? All of this going on, a potential breakup, and the kids are missing all of a sudden. Not one, two kids are missing all of a sudden. And oh my God, they might have not had anything to do with it. They might have not. They're good people. They're good people. It's amazing how they clean up their shit once the kids are out of there, right? It's amazing. Guys, I'm sorry. I've had it up to here with anybody thinking that this serial liar who has lied since literally day one. Last night, we showed you that this man, not only from day one, when he knew that this was Lily's blanket, continued to lie up until May 5th when he told the news. He knew it was Jack and Lily's blanket on right after they found it. Right after they found it. Right after his cousin and all of them found it. And then continued to lie a few days later. Why? Again, why the hell would someone lie in a missing children's case? I'll wait.
all investigative avenues. So on the morning of May 2nd, approximately,
Listen
to be
this.
clear, we don't have evidence to suggest that an abduction took place at this time.
Is it something you're still investigating, whether or not they could have been abducted?
So we're exploring all investigative avenues.
Sorry, it was
So on the morning of May 2nd, approximately 10 a.m., RCMP officers received a call about 2 missing children in Lansdowne Station. RCMP.
Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Janie says there's people flying over her camper every night still. 5 months later, every night. Janie, take your medicine or something, honey, because nobody's over top of your camper every single night. Nobody. Not every night, honey. Come on. They're going to drive all the way out there to Lansdowne. Population, maybe 150. Check my mic. Oh, sorry. That should be better. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. They're going to they're going to go over top every single night. Hey, Chris, thank you so much. I can assume DNA tests done on all 3 adults, but does that include rug tests? Not that it is admissible in court. Thank you, Chris, for that. I appreciate you. He says, Daniel says, rug tests were not even a concern for CPS or RCMP. That's what he claims. But, we can believe Daniel as bad as, the playhouse has a tarp on it. I think it was gone after the kids were reported missing. No, this is not an older one. No, and this one has, the other side doesn't have a tarp on it.
The officers received a call about 2 missing children in Lansdowne Station. The information at the time was that they wandered off away from the property. And I can tell you that our officers got at the scene very quickly. And we were monitoring the situation and hopefully finding them.
They got there very quickly. Kids, one child is normally found very quickly. They had twice as likely to find a child because there's 2. Did they find him? Nothing.
The children very soon after that.
So it's very quickly. Officers arrive, and then what? You expected, it sounds like you're saying, that you'd find the children quickly, or hoped you would anyways. That didn't happen.
So, Kayla, what I can tell you, from experience, you look at missing children. I've been involved with a handful of cases since I've been with Strategic Communications. Most oftentimes, the children are located very quickly after officers arrive at the scene, right? And that's our hope every single time, that they wandered off and you can find the children. Because I'm sure, like every officer out there, I'm not on the road currently, but your heart is pounding, the adrenaline is rushing, you're trying to find those children, right?
This case started just like that?
That's
what you're
correct.
Describing, you thought you'd go there, find them very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And our officers weren't.
Yeah, they thought they would find them very quickly. But did they? No. Didn't find nothing except a planted blanket and most probably planted shoe prints. I'm going to show you something in a minute.
Nearby in an ongoing search for a kayaker that had gone missing the day prior. And I can tell you I was monitoring the situation remotely, and our officers, I could tell they were getting there as quickly as possible.
There are some, as you are aware, many theories out there. Some people think, well, maybe it's really just a tragic accident. Maybe they just wandered off into the woods. But you've said that it's suspicious. So at the very least, why does the RCMP view this case as suspicious?
So every missing person's investigation is suspicious until it's proven that it's not,
Have they proven that it's not suspicious yet? They haven't came out and said this is not suspicious. I saw on the post made with the footprints. I don't know about that. Um, it's still a suspicious case. Of
Well,
course
if we
it is.
don't have that information to say that it's not suspicious, we have to continue to assume that it is suspicious and access those resources and tools and follow up those tips and find that evidence until we find the people that are missing.
So you don't think they were abducted, but you can't find them. How do two young children just vanish?
Exactly. You can't find them. They weren't abducted. Where the hell are they? Seriously, where are they? If they weren't abducted, they're not out there in the woods. Where are they? Are we just going to say, oh, we don't know? Is that where
It's
we're
a great
going?
question, Kayla. And we are asking for the public for tips and information. And to date, we've received close to 500 tips. So we have to follow up on those tips, right? Whether
Tips would indicate that, in my opinion, that there would be foul play. Right, Andrea? I guess that's what, I mean, tips on what? That someone took them, but you're saying that they're not, nobody took them.
it's a tip that indicates that there could be something that happened elsewhere in the province, elsewhere in the country, we have to follow up on those investigative tips to rule them out. And to this date, we haven't.
Elsewhere in the province or elsewhere in the country. So, I mean, in your report, you don't have anybody going through that toll. So they
had
don't know.
any
They have no
confirmed
idea.
sightings.
But there have been tips that lead you to other parts of the country that you had to check.
As with any investigation, oftentimes we do get tips that you have to verify that are elsewhere, yes.
You have said that the children were last seen alive the day before. Can you tell me about the nature of that?
So we know they were seen in public with loved ones the day prior. The specifics aren't being released at this time.
Okay, and so that's the day before, so that's May 1st, but you've specifically asked for video back to April 28th. What's the reason for that?
You know, when you establish a timeline for any investigation, you want to know where these individuals were prior. They may have been in contact with someone that you want to know who that person is. You may see something on that footage that you didn't know about prior to that. You know, we talked about license plates earlier and seeing them from a different angle. You might see someone that's known elsewhere. Maybe it's someone that's known to
Hold on, what did he say?
who that person is. When you establish a timeline for any investigation, you want to know where these individuals were prior. They may have been in contact with someone that you want to know who that person is. You may see something on that footage that you didn't know about prior to that. You know, we talked about license plates earlier and seeing them from a different angle. You might see someone that's known elsewhere.
Okay, we talked about the license plates earlier. We talked about the license plates earlier, seeing them from a different angle. I'm trying to go back to the toll thing.
Maybe it's someone that's known to police. You never know. We really are seeking all investigative avenues in this case.
There have been some complaints that an Amber Alert was not issued. I understand that the criteria is very specific. Was that considered? Is it still possible?
Absolutely, Kayla. You know, on the day of the incident, I can tell you I was working. I reviewed the policy that morning.
I don't think so.
We have to have a suspect or a person of interest when it comes to abduction or a vehicle. You know, in terms of sending out an alert, when you send an Amber Alert, you want to direct the public to look for a specific vehicle, to look for that license plate, to look for that suspicious person,
I would think.
to have a photo of someone or more information to suggest that there was an abduction. In this case, you know, they are young children, certainly vulnerable people, and a vulnerable person alert was issued.
Does the RCMP know what happened here? Even if you can't tell me, do you know?
So what I can tell you is that we're exploring all investigative avenues.
Do you have a case? Are you building a specific case that's leading you in a certain direction?
In this case, the investigation is still being investigated under the Missing Persons Act.
It sort of seems from the last news release that you issued, these are the reason I'm asking these questions. I read that news release and I thought, I don't think they have any idea what happened here.
You know, when it comes to missing
I
people,
agree.
it's very complex. It can be very long-term investigations. It can be difficult on first responders, especially when it involves vulnerable people. And we have to be patient, and we have to follow the leads and follow the facts and evidence that we gather to bring us to locating the children.
Does the RCMP think Lily and Jack could still be alive?
That's a great question, and we want to locate them and find them.
Okay. So I was looking at something earlier about an old photo, an old one, but a good one. Look at, I mean, first of all, look at this mess. When Jack and Lily first went missing, right? Right? Look at, I mean, it's all, the yard is basically mud, right? And this is where Junkyard Janie was supposedly raking out for a pool the night before, right? And there is only a couple. Yeah, it does, Scotty. You're right. There's only a couple footprints in that area. How is there only a couple footprints right there? If they walked up this, there would have been footprints all through here. All through here. It was rainy. It was maybe not up here because there's rocks, but all through here. Those kids got out. There's going to be footprints everywhere. And there's only, it's mud. And it was fresh from the night before. So it's not packed down yet or anything. Yes, a lot of them. That's what was said. I don't know if it's true or not. Someone needs to. What was that, Marie? No, the church didn't give him an Escalade. No. Why would you put a pool there? Well, that's been a long question, right? The footprints would have stood out and made a trail. Of course. Yes. Yes. And just think about this. After you walk through all of this mud in this driveway, like I said before, the moment that those boots touch the pavement, right? The asphalt, the pavement, whatever you want to call it, you're going to see mud on there. You're going to see mud on the road. Which direction someone went. Chris, check the driveway and the pile of gravel ground radar. Chris, do you mean the pile of gravel that they had next to the four-wheeler? Well, this case, in my opinion, it would be simple if they would have lived in a place where there was cell phone coverage, if there was cameras and all of that. But if you don't take your phone, Daniel admits he doesn't take his phone, but in other interviews, he says he takes his phone everywhere, but didn't take his phone that morning. How convenient. First of all, they couldn't get a ping to begin with. Footprints should have been all over there because they're 4 and 6 and pay attention. Of course, bingo. 1,000%, girl. 1,000%. These children didn't just poof and disappear. Zoom in on the pic. Hold on. What is wrong with this, man? Come on. What do you want me to zoom in on? I mean, look at all of this bullshit that they got out here. I mean, there's going to be mud. I thought there was a pile of gravel that was raked. Le Dame, I don't know what's wrong with mine today, Sarah. There would have been boot prints from them coming home Thursday from the mall. Good point as well. Yeah, well, this is smooth after you got to remember that it had rained. There had been a lot of people going and back in this area. Wasn't Janie raking gravel? I know she filled in a few potholes. I know that. She said she was raking the gravel out of the dirt to make the ground level. I don't know, Joyce. Mohawk's got a good memory. I know that she was in the backyard of Daniel's room. What's that, Sherry? A lot of us do, Nana Rocks. I have a hard time believing there was going to be a pool anyway. 65-degree summers don't make for fun swimming, especially for small kids. I don't see her doing it. I mean, you got to remember, this was barely May. End of April. First, I mean, very, very, very first of May. May 1st. Right? It just don't seem like a time that Nova Scotians are putting up a pool. In my opinion. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, dear. Well, let me just show you this. You be the judge. Watch this. You see that? Oh, crap. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, damn it. You be the judge. Look at there. I mean, they still have their wood in their stove, but you're putting up a pool? The ones in the swimming suits were the 15 to 25-year-old women's for about a month, maybe in July, but not many people. Yeah. Yeah, it's cold. Daniel has to be gifted a car. I don't think he was gifted a car. but they can afford to put in a pool. What do they think? People are stupid. My heart's still on in May. It was cool and damp. We don't put up our pools that time of year here in Canada. No. We don't put our pools up that time of year here in the mid-Atlantic part of the United States. Who puts a pool in the mud only? There's a big pile of rocks and gravel in the backyard of Daniel's room, end of the house. Let me see something. What was I just showing you guys a second ago? I think it was the oh wait, let me see here. Tell me, is this it? Like, it's very weird. They got I don't understand what I mean, there's all kinds of junk here at the end of the trailer. Wait. All kinds of junk. Yeah, Janie said all they had to do was pay their power bill. So they were paying her power also. Probably. Joe. I mean, look at the amount of mud, and you can see it's just ran down. All the freaking stuff ran down in the yard. Look at this. Shit, did they check up here where all the dirt is? Look at this. Piles of dirt. Y'all see that? Freaking mountain of dirt behind Janie's. Oh, they're definitely out of city limits. Where did Janie's grass go? Her camper is beside a dirt hill. But look, it looks like they tore it all up. Now they got everything painted and shit cleaned up. Swimming is July and August. I'm from Canada, Pictou County. Right, Kathy? I mean, this looks, it's just another Wells. It's the Wells from Canada. Why did she live in that little dinky trailer? Well, because she didn't want to be there with Miss Malaya and Daniel and the kids, apparently. So there's that. All right. One second. One thing that is said here is that Tremblay wouldn't confirm whether anyone is considered a person of interest in their disappearance, saying it would compromise the investigation. Quote, until proven otherwise, every missing persons investigation is considered suspicious, end quote. He said, our goal is to find Jack and Lily, and our investigators are working hard to do so. All right, let's go to this blanket. Let's go to this blanket here. Let me show you. That is what freaking 6 feet up, 9 feet. How far is it up in the air? Way up there, right? This blanket. Let me show you. Way up in the air. God, I wish they would do something and get these people. Where was you talking about, Chris? Was you talking about like behind the trailer? Oh, Joyous baby, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, Joyous. Thank you, baby. I really do. Truly. Thank you so much, Miss Joyous. You are so kind to me. If you received one of those, make sure you give Joyous a big, big thank you. Love you, Mama. Love you. I hope that it's so frustrating because I don't give a damn about bank statements, rug dealers, and also have we thought of this? Have we thought of this? Wasn't their bank accounts frozen, and if they put any money in the bank, they would take it for their taxes? So yeah, their bank accounts, it doesn't give a shit anyways. First of all, drug dealers don't use bank accounts or rack heads. Right. Number two, they owed back taxes. They put any money in the fucking bank. Pardon me, guys. It's probably not a night you want to be if you don't like my cussing. Second of all, if you put money in the bank, they're going to take it and garnish it for their taxes or child support. And I'm so frustrated this evening. I really am. They owed Canada revenue tax money. Yes. They would have. I don't know if it's froze or not, but I can tell you that they did owe money back to the state over taxes. Right? Daniel doesn't want to talk about this. Look how it's laid in there. It's thank you, Nana Rocks. Millions of people owe Revenue Canada. Of course. Of course. But from what I understand, the reason they owed theirs is not because they, worked and needed to pay. It's because allegedly I think Malaya was claiming allegedly too many. Once money goes into the bank, they can take it, of course. Yeah. Chris says, I admit I'm Canadian. I'll also admit the RCMP is a mere shadow of what it used to be. I say bring in major crimes unit for Toronto, Edmonton, or Vancouver. Thank you, Chris. This is the pink blanket. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Well, according to what did they say on Daniel's 1 second. Not Daniel. It was on Tint. They talk about why they owed money. And so that looks great with the red stripe. Oh God. You remember that dress? Some people thought it was gold. Some people thought it was black and white. Some people thought it was gray. It kind of looks the same as this. RCMP had their funding cut. Yeah, well, everything's been cut. That's for sure. And that doesn't help. Wade. Yeah, Wade. He said that they were how much in debt? Hold on. RCMP. I don't remember how much he said they were in debt. Let me see if I can find it on here. Go to the see if I can find it on a transcript. Okay, here it is. Here's where they said where they're talking about the debt. I found it very easily. There we go. Okay.
I even got to the place, they said the kids are missing. The first thing I thought is dead. I even told the police.
I can't blame you. I mean, I asked
him. Yeah. The girl knows. Malaya knows. Guess what? They're $34,000 in debt. So they might have been ripping off.
you Daniel Martel.
Both of them brothers. See, they're probably registering all 5 kids.
That wouldn't surprise me. I only work like once a week.
So they're probably registering all 5 kids.
It's not even working. So he wasn't getting no money at the 20th. You know, you get the child or the kid checks.
Yeah, I know I got milk money.
They're ripping them off. They owe $34,000. She ran her grandmother's credit card. $8,000.
She ran her grandmother's credit card $8,000.
They stole the card, and she didn't even charge.
Then they stole the card and she didn't charge.
Another time she borrowed $1,600. Said you'll pay her the next year. And she told her right to her face, I'm not paying you back.
And then borrowed $1,600 and said, I'm not going to pay you back.
You can't be guilty.
I think probably Daniel Martel. But you're saying
don't bring him up.
Yeah, but some people online also said maybe Malaya did to bring the check of reserve because.
Well, I do know Malaya did get her checks cut off. That is true. Malaya did get the checks cut off. That part is true. And as far as Patty goes, I do believe him on that part as well. I do believe him on that part as well.
That was being abusive to his kids.
She
So she was trying to protect his 2 kids.
I know, but where are they at?
Nah, that's what Doe would say. Doe would say Malaya for those kids to the supermarket.
No, she just had the baby there, but the CPS took her and they put her
So
in Boston here for now. I think she's getting her back.
Middle.
And then she's gonna live on the reserve.
Okay. So she has a kid right now, or?
Oh, why didn't his kids disappear? Daniel's 2 other kids, you get what I'm saying?
That's why I was trying to figure it out, man. It's so strange.
I don't care if they're at the mall or not. They're probably gone before the morning. You get what I'm saying?
I just don't understand, man. No offense, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect him. I respect her, Malia.
Yeah.
But why she act like this? She's not sad. She go to beach every day, like you said.
Every day.
So strange. But everybody says she's your mother. You remember?
Ain't no good.
Belinda says she's your mother. You know Belinda?
No,
She don't.
Belinda never seen her. The kids for 3 years.
She didn't see the kid for 3 years.
The boyfriend, he was fucking crazy. He used to be there. The real baby. And we moved them from Greenfield. You ever heard of Greenfield? They had 100 bags of diapers, dirty diapers in the basement. Come on.
Oh, Jesus. Feel
He,
sad
and he's
for
from
her.
Mustard. Yeah, he feels good.
Probably couldn't get her. It's too much abuse on her, so it's just a lump. Right?
He's probably pimping her. The neighbor. He does barrel racing all around.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia.
Some of the
Yeah,
He
transcripts
comes
aren't right.
back anytime.
Yes,
Like,
my
come
God.
and visit.
For sure. Thank you so much, Jeff.
And there's
Really
places,
appreciate it.
there's beaches over here like Tug Wall.
You know the RCMP that have
Yeah.
a reward for $150,000 if you can find the kids
Yeah, if I had to
leaving.
yeah. 20 miles that way. They could have went 20 miles that way
Yeah,
towards like
I know.
Muscadot and the kids trail car here in a coat.
Here it is.
I seen one of Lily shirts on the car here in a coat. I forgot.
He said he's seen one of Lily's. What do you say? Coats?
I seen one of Lily shirts on the car here.
I seen one of Lily's shirts from the car here and a
I
coat.
forgot all about it. I'm the only one that noticed that. Even Luke there.
I'm sorry, what do you say? You see
You know them cars that are parked outside.
the Daniel Martel's car?
Yeah, there's a shirt.
Was a show. It's a
And one of Lily's shirt
The one
and a
Lily.
jacket on the car, like on the wind right here.
it was a nice day after the both missing.
Hmm.
Ah.
They could have been gone that night at 11 that night. May 1st. You get what I'm saying?
Why does he say 11 that night on May 1st? Why 11 that night? Cody should have stepped up and helped to pay for his children and checked. In my opinion, they failed. I mean, I don't know. I can't see Grandma putting up with them putting the trash in the trailer. Time they left. Yeah. Well, Daniel admits, he admits in his interviews that he's like, I wasn't around the first couple of days because I was looking. I don't think so, Chris. $20 miles that way or
You might just put them on the camera to show that they were at the whatever, the mall, whatever. And they never made it on either. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not sure how he passed the polygraph test. So
They just tell you that you passed.
yeah.
But they
RCMP.
tell when you're lying.
Yeah.
They hook all this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
They make some of them, they make you lie to see how it comes out.
Uh,
But there's some they know that you're lying and they'll ask you the question a different way.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can tell he's guilty all over.
Well, actually, RCMP never confirmed that he actually passed or not.
Daniel, you want to take a lie detector test? We'll arrange that. Did Wade see the kids that night at 11 p.m.? I would hope not. The old man just said that he could have went 20 miles that way or 20 miles that way. Oh, Shari, it is. It is.
But he's the only one saying he passed it.
They say you passed,
Yeah.
but do you really pass?
I mean, I don't find it a coincidence. I don't find it a coincidence that Malaya's family is blaming Daniel. All of them are blaming Daniel. You don't blame someone that's in your family unless you know they're a fuck up. You know what I mean? Well, Wade said he saw the shirt and coat on the car, but where there where I'm wondering if he's talking about Thursday. I think Wade is a gossiper. I do, but I think there is, in my opinion, I think there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. They all know his character. Exactly, Trees. Exactly. Where do you want to rewind it to?
Yeah, the question a different way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can tell he's guilty all over.
Well, actually, RCMP never confirmed that he actually passed or not. So he's the only one saying he passed it.
They say you passed,
Yeah.
but do you really pass? There's maybe some questions you passed and some you didn't. Yeah.
Exactly.
They just tell you that, keep you talking.
He is lying all the time.
But the police show ain't on no news. There's a couple of news people coming out.
Yes, Sarah. Exactly.
No interview.
1000%.
You can come in.
Yeah, bro.
I'm sorry, the police show ain't talking about it. No media.
I know he's a piece
They're
of,
doing it for the money. Now they're painting the burn. You see the paint on the burn at their house?
Yeah, I saw
How come they didn't clean up the air when they came? You get what I'm saying?
You got it from me.
Yeah, that's the first time.
Well, Daniel says after the kids went missing, he wasn't at home a lot because he was out looking for the kids.
Where is it? Now, what did
The first couple of days. Is what he
That's the first thing I said. He probably killed them right off the top. Before even, as soon as we're leaving to go there, the day they're in there. That's how they say it right off the top. So he probably did something.
Maybe.
But she knows.
Maybe it's an overdose. So
yeah, you never know.
Malia probably should feel like she was partially responsible too, so she can talk.
I'm surprised she ain't in jail for neglect.
Exactly. Everybody's saying
they should have took all three of them in jail anyway.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's gonna talk. You just leave them in there.
I've been to Supermarket a couple of times already.
Very weird.
And
very weird,
place,
Deborah.
Trust me, you don't want to go there. You feel white, you feel black. But for me, I'm okay. That's why I'm a native, even I'm not.
Yep.
Yeah. So my friend,
you kind of look like you could fit right in.
Yeah. If you know,
I know all kinds of people there, so I know.
Yeah. If you happen to know the address in the supermarket, where's Maria right now, let me know, bro.
You know what,
Yeah.
Gary? That's a good point. Good point. Cody knows exactly who these people are. If he gave them any money, it was not going to go to the kids, in my humble opinion. He did the best he could. Look at what he had to deal with. Well, notice how Cody got rid, or not got rid, but pulled his rights once she got with Daniel. Notice that. No, it's not Cindy. It's not Cindy. And I don't think that's by accident. Right? I mean, something changed for Cody. Apparently, I wish Belinda was in here, but something changed for Cody whenever Malaya moved in with him and they moved in that house. And then Belinda couldn't see the kids anymore. Right? So which family member reported the abuse and neglect after witnessing it all or themselves? I agree, Marie. Nobody. I mean, and that's the thing. If Wade here is saying they should have been charged for neglect, well, then why the hell were y'all not reporting it? They should have reported that shit then. I don't think someone has to adopt the kids before he can drop his rights. I don't think so, because she wanted full custody. She was asking for it, and he just said, fine. But if that's what she was asking for, why couldn't you? What do you mean, Jerry Lim?
Let's try to find that shit together. Yeah. Sesame Street?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I know there's a Sesame Street.
Is it closer to a school or the
way down the other end?
Right. Right,
the
Joyce.
police station? Or the
I don't really know that.
Right.
Like a rec center.
I mean, that's what I always thought, because she was asking for full custody. She was asking for that. And once she was asking for that and she was with Daniel and Belinda couldn't see the kids anymore, he said, fine, you can have all the rights, and he stepped away. He was paying child support, yeah, until she hooked up with Daniel, yeah. And then that's when Malaya said she wanted full custody. Yeah. It did. Well, butterflies, I think the money well dried up before the kids went missing. Because remember, they weren't getting any money for the kids for a few months, from what I understand, like 5 or 6 months before even the kids went missing. Tree said, I got full custody of my daughter. My ex still had to pay. She also turned 18. Are you in Canada, Trees? I think she asked. She just didn't want anything to do with him at all. Here you go. I wish Belinda was in here. Well, I mean, everyone, even Janie says they were having financial difficulties. Malaya must have a new job unless someone else is supporting her. I think it's the latter, Blueberry. In the end, I believe they will all be innocent or all guilty, no in-betweens. I'll tell you my prediction. My prediction is, I believe nobody will be charged, but I believe just because nobody is charged doesn't mean they're innocent either. Maybe in the eyes of the law, but you know, that's what the police officer that I talk with all the time, well, not police officer, my friend's husband works for the FBI, and he's like, sometimes we know, like we know that they did it, but we just don't have it. Belinda was applied to the courts for custody now. Yes, she did. Why didn't she do this a couple years ago and checked out the conditions a couple years ago? She didn't even. I mean, hindsight is 2020. She was seeing them up until they moved, and then she moved, and then Malaya just stopped coming around and then stopped contacting. And then Belinda had tried to contact her. She was visiting the kids at Patty's. Yes. Right. My daughter is 12. He signed over his rights. He still had to pay until he was 18. And she went back to school to get her 12. He had to pay. I live in Nova Scotia and he would have to pay child support even though she has full custody. I don't know. If Belinda was here, she might be able to tell us what their agreement was or whatever. A parent can have full custody and dads not pay child support, but doesn't mean they gave up their rights. Yeah, I don't think there's just one rule. You know what I mean? I think it's, hey, Nerdy, good to see you. I honestly don't believe any of the adults. I don't believe any adult on that property either. I don't either. You can't convince me that 3 adults was just happened to be asleep, in and out of sleep all at the right time. Listen, you knew wherever Lily and Jack were at any time. Those kids were loud, right? They were loud. They knew where they were at all freaking times. Not a chance. Not a chance. So look at this. One second. Now remember, it wasn't CTV says they were searching the home. All right, let's go with this, by the way. So yesterday, was it yesterday? They were checking to see if the cadaver dogs, they searched in the house and outside of the house and all that. If they thought Daniel and Malaya and all of them were in the clear, and they were totally cleared, right? Why were they searching for cadaver remains on that property? If they were 100% clear, why were they checking for cadaver remains on that property? Underneath the house, inside the house, all around the property. To me, if you're 100% clear, they're not going to be searching that like that. Bringing the dogs in now is telling. Daniel went under the mobile, yet the cadaver dogs could not get under it. Tells me there was junk under it. I think it was the guy Mohawk that couldn't get under it. They said the guy was heavy. All I'm saying is if he has no income, how could he pay child support? Right. But here it says they were searching for the home, grounds, outbuildings, nearby septic systems, wells, mine shafts, culverts. Police say the information gathered during the investigation, including all ground search rescue efforts, have not identified any new search areas. The RCMP first launched an extensive search area from the ground search for the siblings, which covered 5.5 square kilometers of heavily wooded and rural terrain shortly after they were reported missing. Okay. All right. Daniel has always, since a couple weeks after the Malaya left and the kids went missing, are there old maps of coal mines in the area? There is, Chris, they found a person's remains, I think this past summer, in one of the mine shafts. The person was missing for 20 years. And they found the person's remains in the mine shaft. However, they still don't know who did it. But there is mine shafts in that area. There, what was Pictou County known for? What kind of mining? It wasn't coal, was it? It was some other kind of mines. I can't remember. Yeah, it was 29 years. Wasn't that this past summer, Mohawk? It wasn't. Daniel says here, my mom was napping and came outside because she heard me yelling that morning for the kids. That is not right. That is not true. Malaya was playing on her phone. You said it was dead. You said it was dead. Mom came out and she said Malaya had a look of worry in her eyes, that mom was home, no tears. She wasn't scared. The kids were gone. Just a look of worry, like she got caught for doing something wrong. Who says this? It was gold mining. What happened to the guy where the step monster kept him locked up 20 years? I don't know which one you're talking about, Sarah, but there's a case right now someone sent me today. It's I think it was a stepdad or something. He had 3 or 4 people locked in the basement. Another one. The tragic Western mine disaster in 1992 was a methane gas and coal dust explosion, killed 26 miners. Ooh. Okay. So Daniel makes it seem like Malaya got caught doing something wrong. How can Malaya, my question is, how can anyone believe Daniel when he says him and Malaya were in bed together all night long? They were dozing in and out of sleep, both of them, and they get out of bed at the same time. What could Malaya have done? You covered it, Justin. The stepmother had the boy locked up. Connecticut? I don't know. My brain's fried right now. Mr. Mattel says, to me, so unlikely for kids to venture out on their own if they don't usually do. Oh, sorry, that's not Master Mattel. Mr. Mattel says here, and leave boots and all their belongings on. Yeah, I agree with that, Mr. Mattel. I don't think that in the mud and the muck and the grass I mean, think about how windy that grass is. You're walking through it. It's going to yank those little boots off the little Jack. He weighed like 86 pounds. I got you. I was hoping they checked her dogs because they were able to find them. Yeah. I love her more than anything. That will never change. I'm waiting for the chance to relive our first date over waterfalls and walk on the big island with the Daniel you first met. She will know what that means. That tells me he changed. Right? And he wants to make up for what he did. Right? All right. He wants to make up with what he did. Let me find this right here. And also, Daniel does confirm that Malaya does have an attorney. Malaya is not doing media. They have a lawyer that's the chief's brother from the reserve she belongs to. Lily and Jack were granted as soon as the disappearance happened, but were denied multiple times in the past. Meadow was not granted status. Sounds very suspicious. Yes. Yep, that's it, PGH. Yep. Yep, that was it. Again, remember, Daniel has been the one to say that, oh, these kids are on the reservation, right? Sounds very suspicious to me that we tried to get their status done, 6, 7, 8 times so they could get some cha-ching, some money, right? But when Lily and Jack go missing, then they're granted it. You see what I mean? They have them filled in. Filled what in? Think that's where the stickers was found, and clothing items under socks and the headband. So where was his ass parked when he first started dating Malaya? She was living with her grandmother, Patty. Mm-hmm. I know. You'll have to, tomorrow, the live I'm going to do for Jack and Lily, some interesting thing that I found about Daniel's dad's property. Malaya asked me when noticed the kids were gone, should I call the police? Right. Lillian Jack said, if RCMP thought the kids went into the woods and then died of exposure, then why would they bring cadaver dogs to a mobile home and RV on the property first? Good point. Yeah, it's exactly what I was saying earlier. In the other day, families of the disappeared, this was in an article for Jack and Lily, are put in an impossible position. They feel that police aren't doing it. If they feel the police aren't doing enough, they might reach out to the media in hopes that they will speed the case along. On the other hand, research says when families speak to the media, there is a greater likelihood of the person being recovered. Stepping into the media glare, however, comes with psychological cost. The families of the missing rarely have media training, knowing how to act right. There's no standard. Well, all they have to do is keep their story consistent and fight for their kids and not lie. That's really all. Anyone can have compassion for that, right? Anyone can have compassion for that. You would at least think. Check this out. What was this? I can't even remember.
Look, I have tried really hard not to say, the parents did it. What I've been saying is they know what happened and they're hiding it. The furthest I've gone is saying that maybe this was extreme neglect, because if they're admitting that they were in bed until 10 a.m. and they hadn't even seen their kids yet by 10 a.m., imagine what they're not admitting is all I'm saying. But
Hey, nerdy.
Look, I have tried really hard not to say, the parents did it. What I've been saying is they know what happened and they're hiding it. The furthest I've gone is saying that maybe this was extreme neglect, because if they're admitting that they were in bed until 10 a.m. and they hadn't even seen their kids yet by 10 a.m., imagine what they're not admitting is all I'm saying. But look, I have tried really hard not to say, the parents did it.
I mean, who the hell's in bed at 10 o'clock? With a 16-month-old? They were gone sometimes within 24 hours earlier. I think that something happened that evening. I don't know who she is. I really don't. I don't know who she is at all. Did y'all see this? Did I ever show you guys this? Depending on Malea's father is full-blooded abuse. Well, she was trying like hell to get. Daniel says, I'll answer a few questions here. Lily and Jack would very often take food to eat anytime to snack. I think he means to snack on, but it was very odd that morning they didn't. You see, he's making everything seem very strange, right? It's very odd that morning they didn't. Listen, 4 and 6 years old don't plan something of whether if they're hungry, they're going to eat something, which you don't talk about anything the night before, no dinner or anything the night before. No way. No way. No way. Oh, you go into let me see here. If you go into the documents of this, let me finish this first. Is very odd that morning they didn't. Often, not just in the morning, but any time of the day, they pulled a chair up to the counter and took food, or pulled up a chair up to the pantry to grab whatever they favored. You know what? If they were being fed meals during the day and then given a snack time like most parents do, they wouldn't be, 4 and 6-year-old. That's really tiny for them to be getting in the cabinets and stuff, right? Like, when they're older, of course, they can go grab a snack whenever they want and stuff. But 4 and 6, we got to remember this is preschool and kindergarten, right? So how I always did it is it was breakfast, then there was You were offered at least a snack time between breakfast and lunch, and then the same thing at after lunch. A couple hours later, 3 hours later, you offered another snack. I mean, hell, if the parents aren't up till 10 o'clock, those kids are going to want to eat something. They were neglected. Oh my God. Look at little Meadow. She looks like a whole new baby. They're very paranoid too, Gary. It really saddens me. It sickens me. Sickens me that Jack and Lily were so neglected in their life, the last few years of their life, until, in my opinion, an accident happened or other in that house. And then you have a mother. I always say this because I always try to put myself in the victim's shoes. And imagine being a 4 or a 6-year-old child. And let's say you were taken into a house, right? And you were watching TV, just trying to see if your mom was out there on the TV trying to find you. Baby, we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop, honey. We're going to find you. Mom, dad is going to find you. And there's nothing. You should be so fucking ashamed, Malaya. You should be so ashamed for not getting your coward ass up and speaking up for your children. I can't imagine. Can you imagine your parents just going mute? Not saying a thing for you? Who gives a shit about the critics whenever your kids are missing? Oh God, Sarah, I hope not. Who cares? Wouldn't give a wooden nickel. Your baby's missing, your baby's missing. Do something. Or according to the family, lack of food, maybe there was one or two things. Well, Belinda Belinda, she went back to the house to search, and they said Malaya had left and she wasn't coming back. And hearing Belinda say, when I knew Malaya left, I knew that they weren't coming back, her heart was crushed. Oh, Malaya never searched. Malaya never did a damn thing. I know, Gary. I know. I know. And it just saddens me that they're being failed right now, because again, they were having financial issues. They didn't have a dime of money anyways. So why does it matter about your bank accounts? Why the hell does it matter? You don't have a dime to begin with. I don't give a damn about your bank accounts. Right? Daniel didn't have a car. Malaya just got a vehicle, apparently, like a month prior. They admitted that their phones were off. Like, does people not stop and think about this stuff? I believe she got her treaty certification in cash, no taxes, etc. I don't know about that, but oh, I'm sorry. Hope everything's okay, honey, Jane. And rug deals are cash based. Hell yeah, they are. Hell yeah, they are. It's crazy. Apples were often, oh, I forgot to read this part. Often, not just in the morning, but any time of the day when they pulled up their chair to the counter and took food or pulled up a chair to the pantry to grab whatever they favored. Apples were often taken from the fridge or yogurt cups taken and eaten. As I said above, no food was removed, which is extremely odd. No chairs moved. The hardest thing to swallow is I heard Jack rustling in the kitchen when Lily poked her head in, but I said nothing misplaced, but I seen nothing was misplaced except one item, which was brought to investigators' attention by me. Oh, yes, by the way, Callie, shut the fuck up. Daniel, you are the biggest sack of shit. You are the biggest sack of shit. You really are. You are pathetic. Out of, I think, any case I have ever covered, and there's been a lot, Daniel, you're about as the biggest piece of sack of crap I've ever seen, in my opinion, allegedly. He really is, because he thinks he's so great, and yet he lies out of his ass. And it just amazes me that people believe him. It really does. It's like very intelligent people that I would say was be pretty intelligent actually believe him. Hold on. I mean, look at this. You think listen, I am never going to think that someone who neglected children is a good person. You're just never going to get it from me. I can deal with anybody in life, anybody, as long as you don't hurt a child, an animal, an elderly person, or someone who can't fend for themselves. I can get over anything. You hurt one of those, done. Done, done, done.
There.
Look how
The ATV trail, that's the access trail they use for the pipeline.
The road is called.
look how long that is. It is a 16-minute walk from where that blanket was found. 16 minutes. That is an adult walking. That is by road, not by woods. 16 minutes. For anyone to think that Jack or Lily took the road or this back way and put a blanket there, or even their shoe prints, you're dumb as hell. Notice also those boot prints or shoe prints. There is a kid's print here, there's a kid's print here, and there's supposedly an adult print in the middle. Wonder whose adult print that is. And I wonder if anybody's shoes are missing.
There. You see the ATV trail? That's the access trail they use for the pipeline.
The road is called the
Yes,
Lansdowne
preschool.
Road. This is the road coming off the 289. This is going towards my brother's place. Okay, on your left-hand side here is the pipeline. This is where the footprint was supposed to be found, or found. It's kind of growing up a little bit. They probably didn't trim it this year because of the band that we had. But this here is an ATV track where the pipeline people use, and where the RCMP would have used their ATV to go up to look for Jack and Lily. The right side, this here is the pipeline that would be in back of my place. And if you can see that bare spot, that is the train tracks. Now, this is the tree. This is an old road.
Watch Janie. She doesn't even get the tree right. People are believing her. She puts her hands on some twigs and says, this is where the blanket was found. Daniel puts it on a different one and says, this is where the blanket was found. Yeah, they're believable. Perfect.
This is the tree where the blanket was found. Right here where the ribbons are. Now, if you can look from the ground here to here is where the blanket was found, on that branch right there. Where you see that little gray box?
Is it?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. All right. Look at this. This is supposed to be, I don't know where you got this. 10 a.m. just got a text from a member on the scene of the children's search. A police dog handler has located a very distinctive set of youth footprints on the natural gas pipeline. This. Barefoot. It's amazing how they're just a few everywhere, right? Just a few. But they don't find any footprints from the house all the way to there. None. It's been raining. No articles of clothing. Nothing. One bare one. Yeah. Well, where's the boots? If one is a footprint, right, that means someone's boots fell off. Where's the boots between their house and there? And I cannot believe Daniel is blaming Malaya's friend. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
You know, it's
I mean, that's really crazy if you ask me.
4.5 months after Lilly and Jack Sullivan went.
Look at this.
that out real quick to check out that's a steep little decline there where they're searching.
Deceased, they have to consider all avenues. Police say they've been looking into a variety of leads over the course of the investigation, and that they now plan to use the dogs in an area where they believe there is the highest probability of finding Lily and Jack.
Hold on a second.
County, the RCMP, something that family members, including an RCMP spokesperson, said that although they don't have any information to suggest the children are deceased, they have to consider all avenues. Police say they've been looking into a variety of leads over the course of the.
So they don't have any belief that something has happened to the kids. That would probably include, so given the exhaustive investigation that they've done on the mother and the stepfather, that if they have no belief that something happened to them, that would probably means that they ruled out, like we just pointed out and showed, the kids' parents. Now look at this.
Disagree.
Let me mute this while we get back to this scene real quick. Look at how steep that is alongside the roads.
Yeah, you see a 4 or a 6-year-old walking in this stuff right here with a diaper. And boots. Daniel blaming Cheryl, yet Logan was in the group. Did he forget Logan, his cousin, was in the group? He's not smart. I mean, we're talking a 4-year-old who's been walking 2 years, and out of this 4 years of life, like 3 years, probably a little over 3 years, and he's still not even potty trained because he wasn't worked with. The parents didn't work with him. Night, La Dame, honey. That's crazy.
Somebody could easily fall down there at any point, not just right here, but at any point, and a little kid could really get himself or herself in trouble.
It wouldn't have taken even that long for a 4-year-old to get himself into that much trouble. At this point, this is a 16-minute walk from home.
So just wanted to point that out real quick. Check out that's a steep decline there where they're searching.
Deceased, they have to consider all avenues. Police say they've been looking into a variety of leads over the course of the investigation, and that they now plan to use the dogs in an area where they believe there is the highest probability of finding Lily and Jack.
Not a chance. That looks like a swamp right there beside the house. Is that a swamp? Let me check. I don't think he had yet, L. Kennedy. Thank you, Chris. There's no fucking way someone is walking barefoot on the utility cut line in Canada. 1,000%. 1,000%, Chris. Not a chance, especially a 4-year-old. Janie doesn't even believe Jack would have walked right there. Can you imagine Lily getting hurt the first time? First time. She's going to scream, scream, scream. Black flies are bad in June. Yeah. Oh, there's black flies there. Oh my God. I don't know how y'all put up with them. That would drive me nuts. Yes. Hold on. Let me see here. If it took an adult 16 minutes to walk to a destination, how long would it take for the average 4-year-old? One second. Average healthy adults walk about 3 miles per hour, 1 mile in 20 minutes. 4-year-olds walking pace is roughly half to 2/3 of an adult's pace, about 1.5 to 2 miles an hour because of shorter legs, frequent stops, and fatigue. If an adult takes 16 minutes to walk a route, a 3-mile-per-hour adult, the route to cover 0.8 miles, it would take a child 24 to 32 minutes average. That's also not with rubber boots on and not stopping anytime. $32 minutes. No way. No way. No way. We're going to go back to the documents and stuff, but I hope they find something tomorrow in the next couple days on this. It's a barefoot footprint. Where did that come from? Well, Daniel, it's very interesting because Daniel is now telling DTS that there were kids out searching, that family and friends had kids out searching. He has never said that until he was pushing earlier that there was searchers on a four-wheeler that had kids. He even mentions this in an old article. And there was one woman who was searching for Jack and Lily. She had a child on the back of the four-wheeler. But now Daniel's saying there was, kids out there. Even if I don't give a damn if there was 1,000 kids out there, none of them are going to be bare feet in May at all in the middle of the woods. Oh, hell yes, nerdy. Hell yes. Why did Daniel continue to lie for 3 days after he knew that was Lily's blanket? Why? It's full of shit. He's so full of shit. It's pathetic. I don't know, guys. Still, hold on. Is this new? It said 8 hours ago. It's not 8 hours ago. I don't know. I just don't think that they're going to have. I was just looking at this 1 second. I don't think that they're just going to have enough. I just don't think it's going to be solved. And I think it's just going to go on and they're just not going to be found unless somebody finds them. Is this Malaya's car? Is that Malaya's car right there? Yeah. Yeah, Teresa. Exactly. There is no way, Chris. You're exactly right. Is that Malaya's vehicle? Look how dirty those tires are. Look how muddy those are. She has a Nissan. I forget what it is. Nissan something. Hold on. Why did it not take a screenshot of that? I was trying to take a screenshot of that. It's weird.
10 a.m.
Second. I'm trying to take a screenshot of this. Why is it not saving the screenshots? I don't know. I'll check it later, I guess. Yeah, it's a Nissan Pathfinder. Look at those wheels, how dirty they are. This was... Nope, it won't let me zoom. And then Daniel's vehicle, it wasn't on the road right now. Thank you, Kathy. Why would an adult take kids with them when searching for other kids? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't me either. I mean, you would at least, you wouldn't want them to be out there and all those flies and everything else. I understand my son has a long fifth wheel camper. The battery for them are really big too. Yeah, I don't think she's got any battery though. And I mean, this thing's been parked since 1964, since John F. Kennedy. Janie also has a Pathfinder? I didn't think Janie drove. One or the other, Christina. There's only a few reasons why a person's home is like this. One is they are either lazy. Two, mental health. Three, medical, physical issues. Or four, addiction. I agree, Gary. I mean, that's the only reason why someone lives like this. And he's got a fucking Escalade. He's got a fucking Escalade pulled up here now. I do too, Carol. Drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I don't know if they will or not. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I'm going to bed at 2:05. I got to be up in 4.5 hours from now. I'm so frustrated with this. Yeah, they said he was partially trained, but I don't know. That makes me wonder if he wasn't or not. I need to see if this people at the school will tell me. I don't believe anything Malay or Daniel says. I just got home from work, started at 3 a.m. Oh my God, Christina. That's crazy. I'm up in 3, my daughter to work. You're a good mommy, Trees. Yes, you are. I'm very frustrated this evening. This. If he was trained and only wore pull-ups at night, then why did they say he was wearing one when he went missing in the day? Well, apparently they was too lazy to get up and put him a pair of underwear on. Right? You think, well, if he wouldn't pull off his, diaper at night or of the morning, but he's going to put his shoes on and go out like that, come the fuck on. Anybody who believes that, lunatics. It's not the way kids behave. It's just not. Love you too, Grace. Good night, guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Lord willing. God bless you all. Justice for Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And God knows the truth. That's the main thing. God knows the truth. And there are others out there that does too, in my opinion. And we're going to pray that justice prevails. Not giving up. Good night, everyone. God bless.